How's it going, guys? I wanted to do something a little special, talk about a board game I love. Before I get into the actual game itself, I wanted to talk about some of my history with games. I love video games, I love board games. I grew up playing stuff like Monopoly, grew up with Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Magic. I still play Magic, I still play Yu-Gi-Oh randomly. Haven't really kept up with them. I've never done tournaments, I never saw the point. I never thought of it as something I could make money at. I just always had fun with it. But as time went on, a lot of my friends that did gaming either fell out of touch with, I don't see anymore. I had a kid, I moved a couple different times, and I got married. I don't have as much time as I would like to. So, still craving the board gaming or card gaming aspect. I kind of started on a hunt for something I could play single player. And I asked someone who I knew played miniature games. I actually found him on Xbox Live through. I don't remember what it was through. Can't remember for the life of me. But, point being, he recommended Zombicide because he heard what kind of games I liked. He said it's great, single player rules are great. He did suggest I start with the second, Prison Outbreak, but for me, I'm really, really picky about how I do my stuff, and I wanted the first one to get the most simplest kind of basic thing and stay away from insane rules or anything like that, because Zombicide was all new to me. So I waited a while, and finally Amazon had it like half off. I convinced my wife to let me order it, and I got an add-on pack, which I will be going over later. I'm not going to review this. I want to get that out of the way. I'm not experienced enough with board games to give a score to it, but I will tell you this has been my go-to thing when my wife is playing Xbox and my son's in bed. Sorry, wife is watching Netflix on my Xbox. And I love it so much, I'm actually working on creating a single-player campaign. So I will be putting that single-player campaign up. If you guys want me to make a video of me playing through, and maybe have friends come as guest characters to play different characters in the campaign, or take over, just kind of have a hop in, hop out thing. Comment below, let me know. But back on topic, Zombicide is a 1 to 6 player skirmish, I believe it's skirmish, miniatures game. And the way you play, there are tiles that you literally set up together, and that creates the board. There are, where did I put them? Doors, cars, markers, and whatnot that you use as pieces, spawn generators. I've yet to pick up the plastic pack that has the little standy things. I really want those, but I want stuff that I can play with over stuff that replaces the other pieces. Rulebook isn't thick at all, and they did something kind of great with it. They have a very, very quick just summary of player turns, target priority, how much damage the zombies can take, how many actions they get, their experience points that the character gains. The only thing I honestly don't like about this is their targeting priority. So I looked online and I found kind of house rules for it, which apparently they sort of added into Black Plague. Excuse me. And targeting priority Basically, when you shoot into a room that has a survivor in it, that survivor gets shot first, no matter what. And until that survivor is dead, you can't shoot the zombies in that room. So shooting into a room with a survivor in it won't save the character. All it will do is basically kill them. It takes away an option of the game entirely. Now, I know this kind of raises the difficulty, but this game can be hard enough as is without that added. So, house rules, I basically say it's two steps. One, you roll the first die, see if you hit the zombie or miss the zombie. And the stats are on the weapon card and then the zombie ecology to see whether that hits kills it. If you miss, you then roll a second die to see if you hit the survivor or miss the survivor. Reason for this is one, if you miss the zombie, it's either going to hit the wall or something else in the room. And seeing as the survivor is in the room, I give it 1 out of 3 chances to hit the survivor. So anything 3 and above is a missing the survivor. And this is the second roll. Anything 2 and below, 1 and 2 are basically wounding the survivor, hitting the survivor. And it hits for whatever the damage is. Well, no, actually, it would be 1 wound for the survivor each hit. At least my understanding of it. And honestly, that plays out far better. It does make the game a little easier, but considering how many zombies you can have on a board at once, it's a little necessary. One thing I did want to go over is the miniatures themselves. They are very, very small. If you take pen, they are basically doing something I enjoy. One inch tall, if not a little bigger, and the detail on them is absolutely fantastic. Now I do want to eventually paint these up. Sadly, I am not. I guess I don't really want to say skilled enough yet, but I'm not comfortable painting them yet. I don't want to ruin these just because they are so good. Now, the playable characters are Wanda. We have Phil, a police officer who just trying to help people. Doug, which is just an office worker. Josh. Sadly, because of the orange, you won't be able to see him very well. I guess that doesn't appear very well. We have Ned, who is kind of a conspiracy nut. And Amy, the goth chick. And each of these characters, their stats are on the character card, which you asked me is done wonderfully. You have your equipment here, 2 front are what the character is holding, 3 in the back is basically what's in their backpack or what they have in reserve. Your experience points are up top. The color coding is for how many zombies come out. You have 1 to 5 in the blue, 6 to, I want to say, 18 in the yellow, 19 to 42 in the orange, and 43 in whatever you kill after in the red. Now, I know there are rules for like ultimate red, and there are specific equipment cards for it, but that is actually not in the base game. And that's part of the reason why I got the base game, is I wanted to learn the game before I got into anything more complex. So if you turn this around, you will see that it is completely blank. Now in Toxic City, the expansion to Zombicide, they added zombie fours, which basically whenever your character dies after 2 wounds, literally 2 wounds, so 2 hits, they're gone. Your character dies, and the next turn they resurrect as a zombie version of themselves. They can take up to 5 wounds before they die and they're done. And this was made so that characters that died in the beginning of the game, or players that died in the beginning of the game, could continue playing, or that basically to extend the gameplay and make it a bit more fun, because in the end this is all about fun. I've yet to use the zombie war rules, even though I do have them here. I don't have the player cards, I don't have the miniatures, so I'm not doing it. Toxic City will be the next thing I get, hopefully in like 2 or 3 weeks. And I'll let you guys know what I think of it. And if you guys actually want gameplay or want me to start uploading my games, comment down below, let me know. I love this stuff, I'd be more than happy to do it. If you guys want to play with me, I'll find a way to get that done. Worst case scenario, I put a video up, list the options, and put a poll out and have you guys choose the options. Do the options, put the zombies out, play the zombies, do my character turn, then have you guys basically continue that way. I think that'd be a really neat thing to do. I haven't seen anyone do that, so it could be a lot of fun. The other thing I really wanted to talk about with this is the cards. They are very, very small, and yes, I have them in a Ziploc baggie to keep them organized from getting damaged. And this is what the colors are used for. Blue is for basically your beginner, and each color it gets harder and harder and harder. And the zombies for this, you get 5 different walkers, which are your basic zombies. There's the first guy, and you get 10 of each of these. Here's your first basic woman. And I have actually run out multiple times. When you run out of miniatures and you're supposed to place one on the board, each miniature zombie of that type that you were supposed to place gets an extra activation. So they basically get an extra turn towards killing you. We got the next male walker. Final female walker. And the final dude walker. We also get 2 variations of runners, so we get 20 runners. And these guys have 2 activations regardless. Put those back in the right spot. And then we get 10 fatties total. Now, I have gotten to the point, like I said, where all of these have been on board. You get literally 2 of these. Now that's 50 walkers, 20 runners, and 10 fatties. All on the same game board with the abomination running around as well. And that leads up to just an insane game. Now, I think I pretty much went over everything without getting too detailed. Like I said, I'm not going to review this. If I had to, I would give it a 9 out of 10. And according to a lot of people out there, personally, I feel 9 out of 10 is great. There's only like 2 or 3 things I don't like. Otherwise, it is fantastic. It is addicting. I want to get more. I especially want to get more tiles and eventually get a game going where we have tiles in 8x8 sections. And it's like 5 different things of these with a tile space between for us to walk between and play the whole game and just basically play a city game. I think that would be fantastic fun. I imagine that would get all sorts of crazy. And I would love to use all 3 Zombicide games and all the expansions, Toxic City Mall and Zombie Neighbors, no, Angry Neighbors, and a bunch of these other boxes for. Feel like that would be insane with 6 people. Now it would take a while, but definitely worth the fun. It'd be a great like weekend thing. Either way, that's it for Zombicide today, and well, for this particular review. And I'll be going over the first expansion I ever got for it. You guys have a good day.